Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Dads and Six Podcast, episode number 33. I'm one of your hosts, Nicholas Mazzeo, and I'm joined by the best man, Jamie Campbell.
Howdy.
Hey, bro.
Happy to be here with you this week.
Good to see you again this week. Nice shirt. Ladies and gentlemen, we're a weekly podcast on YouTube, podcast services everywhere. We talk about random shit, put in a dad perspective with it, and we got all social media links down below. Give us a follow, hit that subscribe button, throw up a like, throw up a dislike. You know what? Give us some criticism, some positive
Controversy.
some positive.
I want to first troll.
Yeah. Like constructive criticism, though, and you can troll us, whatever. There's not enough of you watching to troll us, and if you are, then we would know exactly who you are. Anyways, you good?
Why'd you comment on the shirt?
Oh, because I swear I saw it last week on you, but I can't remember. That was last week.
Maybe because we filmed it an hour ago. The guys who did my backyard, I went out there one day and they were talking about Jurassic Park, and two of the guys praised it, and two of the guys said it was a stupid movie. Those two other guys are stupid. It's like the greatest movie of our time.
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, the original.
Stupid movie.
Yeah. They're like, dinosaurs are stupid. I'm like, are you retarded? Are dinosaurs stupid?
Listen.
That movie was beyond its years.
Listen.
Linda, listen.
Okay, listen. Dinosaurs as a child are amazing.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs as an adult are amazing.
Yeah.
Dinosaurs are amazing.
Yeah.
Like at no point does that change. At no point do they become stupid.
It's like insulting a gorilla. Like, a gorilla's gonna fuck you up. Like, what's wrong with dinosaurs? They're like amazing.
I like that comparison. But yeah, like I don't get at what point dinosaurs are stupid to you. However that guy drove to you is thanks to dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Like fossil fuel.
Yeah. Maybe he feels like privileged. Like, stupid dinosaurs died, now I can drive around in my stupid car. Well, at least I decided on the thumbnail for this episode.
It's
going to be a
Jurassic
giant Jurassic Park thing.
Speaking of Jurassic Park being an awesome movie, and this also, I think, paints a picture of how men think, and specifically how I think. A couple years ago, Steph and I were on a hike somewhere like Rattlesnake Point or something, whatever.
Sounds like a hiking.
Yeah,
trail.
Milton, I think. Super nice. So we stopped. There's like a couple picnic tables that kind of overlook some little waterfall or whatever. Yeah, it was nice. Sitting there having a nice little picnic, our sandwiches, and I'm eating, staring off into the distance, and I'm like zoned out. I'm clearly like daydreaming. And Steph's like, asks the classic woman question: "What are you thinking about?" And I give the honest guy response: Nothing. And she's like, "What do you mean? Like, you're thinking?" Like, I'm staring there. And it was nothing to her. Yeah,
like you could be thinking about how like bark is brown, like leaves are green.
I shit you not. Is that recording?
I don't know. You want me to double check?
Yeah. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Dads in the Six Podcast.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, because it's just not plugged in, so.
Ooh, maybe I should do that.
Yeah. No worries. I'd rather you fix this now than my story go on. A little shaking of the camera. We good? Is this good? So anyway, I'm there off staring into the distance. She's like, "What do you think about?" I said nothing. She's like, "No, you're thinking about something."
I don't think Vanessa's ever asked me how I feel or what I'm thinking about.
She probably doesn't care.
No. Our conversation's more about like, which Pokemon did you catch today?
Right.
Bathe our son.
Perfect relationship. Okay. I get it. So I turned to her and I said, "Okay, like, you're not going to like this." But I was literally daydreaming in a beautiful picnic scenery, daydreaming and thinking about how awesome of a movie Jurassic Park was. In that moment, I was sitting there thinking, man, Jurassic Park's a damn good movie.
Were you guys already engaged?
Yes.
Okay, good.
And then she like regretted ever asking me, I think, at that point, and probably she's never asked me again what am I thinking.
Imagine giving that line, Jurassic Park, and then you get down on one knee.
I was thinking about Jurassic Park. I was also thinking that I would like to marry you.
Yes.
Yeah. So that I now that's like my go-to example. Like you don't want to know because I'm thinking about shit that would just annoy you.
Right.
Like how awesome of a movie Jurassic Park was.
What answer do you think she wanted to hear?
You know, like probably like
isn't it like life? You know.
Yeah. Like
how are we here?
Like she probably wanted me to say something like, "I'm really feeling like happy today." And like, I really enjoyed when you did this today. Like, that was really nice of you. Like, maybe something like that, like feelings and shit. But I was literally in one of the most scenic places thinking about Jurassic Park and how great of a movie that was.
Were you looking over like a canopy? Like were you higher up?
It was, it was like a little, and there's like
so
a waterfall.
Just like through the trees?
Yeah, and like how cool like some ankylosauruses would be like crawling through that river.
Yeah.
Top 5 dinosaurs. And yeah, that's what I was thinking about. You know when you got good food and it just zones you out?
Yeah.
Like you just, a nice sandwich.
It's like I'm talking to you right now and I'm zoned out thinking about something completely different.
Yeah. Like I'm now thinking about how bad Jurassic Park 3 was.
Want to know what I'm thinking about?
What?
Do you know the order of the planets? From the sun out?
Let's do this.
I know it because Link's been watching this like catchy like rap rhyme thing.
Mercury.
Ooh.
Venus.
Mm-hmm.
Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Mars.
Mm-hmm.
Gap.
Giant gap.
Giant gap.
Yeah, giant gap.
Saturn?
No.
Jupiter.
Yeah.
That was it. It's one of the big gas giants. Jupiter, Saturn.
Mm-hmm.
Neptune.
No.
Uranus.
Mm-hmm.
Uranus.
Yeah. Open to interpretation.
Well, according to Neil deGrasse Tyson, the biggest scientist of all time, he said it's Uranus when you're a child, but as an adult,
Uranus.
It's Uranus. And
then Neptune.
And then
you did a lot better than I thought you would.
No, man, I like that shit.
It goes, the little rap thing goes, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter and Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. And then it repeats like 100 times. And then it does its own, after each chorus, it does a rap about the first planet, and then the chorus again, and then a rap about...
Jesus, how long is this song?
Oh, it's long. Yeah, it's long.
It's crazy. Like there was a planet called Pluto, and like Lincoln will just never know about it.
It's amazing. So it's not the only thing he watches Storybots and Paw Patrol and this and that, and all of those have different takes on or different songs about the planets and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be the next thing I want to teach him is to memorize the planets, or to be able to point them out. So I'm working on that now. So the song is helping. But it's amazing how all of these cartoons and songs and stuff have already cut out Pluto. Like Pluto, I feel like Pluto was cut out of being a planet like recently, but it's actually been quite some time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, all of these things have been well updated, and Pluto's just non-existent. Nobody mentions Pluto.
I think they were, maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like they were recently talking about that there might be again a ninth planet.
Another mass out there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's just so far out.
Just mind-blowing. Like that's in our solar system, and we don't know. Like not even just our galaxy. It's in our solar system, and we're not quite sure.
Yep.
That would be. That was like I think if I can think back far enough, that was my first as a kid job. I wanted to be an astronomer, and then I went the usual like firefighter and doctor. Or some shit.
As the age goes higher, the careers come down, and then now you're a social worker.
Yeah. So it's the bottom of the barrel. But yeah, I wanted to be an astronomer, so that's where. And then yeah.
I still like have this thing like I want to become like a marine biologist, and I don't know what that entails. Like I have no idea. Like what's your day-to-day job? I have no idea, but it sounds fucking cool.
It does sound cool,
and you can do that. Like I feel like there's not too many marine biologists in Ontario. I feel like you need to be living in Florida or somewhere like that,
where oceans are.
Carolina.
I remember in like elementary school when they would. I feel like every year at some point you talk about your job. I would say 90% of the girls would say marine biologist.
Yeah.
Because I think the assumption was they would work with dolphins and shit.
Yeah. That's how I figured too. Did you ever do one of those projects with the planets and stuff?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I ever did.
The science.
Unless it was like you had to do it, but I never did my own like science fair project on that.
I did. Speaking of, I did dinosaurs. Like 1 year, that was my science project. Was dinosaurs, and then I did the planet thing.
Do you remember doing science fairs though? Like I remember doing.
School.
I remember doing a few, and I was always into science, but I always dreaded doing these things because they were very individual. I didn't have a group to help me out with them.
That was like I remember that. I think the first science project was like grade 3.
Yeah.
And I remember it was intimidating. Like you had to have 5 things, like an intro, a hypothesis.
And that was like daunting back then.
That was like, oh my God,
You know
we're doing real work.
You know how fast we could bang out a science project nowadays?
One of those
I can't wait
things.
for Link to do them because now the internet's at your disposal, right? There's so much information out there and there's so much you could do. I remember having like a science book that had projects in it. So you just sort of like follow along and then you draw your own conclusions off of the project. Remember the first one I did, one of the first, was I had a giant bowl, and you filled it with mud, and you put it out. Back then we lived on a balcony, so I put it out on the balcony, and you cover this bowl of mud in saran wrap, and you put another smaller cup in the middle of the bowl, and you put a marble on top of the saran wrap. So it creates this like funnel.
Yeah.
So all the clean water would evaporate, condensation on the saran wrap, and then it would all come to the marble and fall into the thing, and you'd have drinkable water. I mean, I don't know if it was actually drinkable. I didn't do it, but it looked clean.
Yeah, yeah. I had, I remember 1 year, because after that, I think it became like almost a yearly thing, right? It was like the real project. We got assigned topics, like we couldn't pick what we wanted to do. I got a stupid one, like something about like water and does it like create rivers or some shit. And like, that's so dumb in hindsight because yes, it does. Like water cuts through everything, and then sometimes it leaves a river. Like I don't know. I remember that being a stupid one. And then you had to like demonstrate it. So I literally got like dirt, like threw it in one of those like cookie cans that your grandma puts like sewing things in, and I just like ran water. And then you come up with a stupid conclusion like yes, it does.
Did you have to build a volcano?
No, I don't think I did the volcano with baking soda and like. Or whatever. But when I was a kid and I did the dinosaur one, because again, Jurassic Park, greatest movies of all time, I was subscribed to a monthly dinosaur magazine.
What's new in dinosaurs? This month?
This month we discovered nothing. But what was cool about it was every month it came with obviously the magazine and then plastic bones. And so the first month was the entire head of the T-Rex.
I remember those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like it was big.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then
they used to slot
them in.
Yeah.
And they would glow in the dark.
Yeah.
And on my dinosaur project, by the time the project came out, I already had the entire T-Rex. And so that was like my my big model replica of like this is what a T-Rex looks like. I thought I
went
had
to a
that
Catholic school too. So.
Yeah. I had that. Yeah, dinosaurs were real. I had that thing forever in my room, and I wish there was. We've done it in the past, but like my mom has this photo at home where I was like 10 years old, and I had like a super bad '90s undercut, middle part haircut,
I remember that, Nick.
And like I was way too overweight then. And you can see I'm like leaning on my bookshelf. Like it's like one of those dumb photos your mom makes you take. Like, hey, stand in front of your cool books. I'll take a photo and we'll send this back to your family in Uruguay. So I'm like standing there, like leaning on my bookshelf with this bad hair and like stupid necklaces and like my T-Rex dinosaurs there. I wish I could show that.
Send it to me. I'll put it up.
Yeah, be oddly embarrassing, but yeah, that was good. I could wrap the show right there. That was a good talk.
Dinosaur school fair.
That was all intro, folks. That wasn't even off the list. We just...
What list?
I'm going
to have a list.
We don't plan this show.
Link got his first haircut.
How'd that go? I saw the photo. He looked traumatized.
Yeah. Okay, so I had a cool analogy here. So we go to Melon Head at Aaron Mills. You get to pick what kind of chair you want to sit in. So there's like a horse, Thomas the Train dude.
Airplane or something.
Yeah. So whatever. I picked I picked the train because he loves trains.
Right.
Just so happens to be the window seat as well. So everyone walking by the mall is seeing our kid freak out. So it was a younger guy. I just expected him to know a bit more how to handle this. So he starts cutting it. Link's fine. We have Paw Patrol in one hand, like robots in the other one. Like we had like all the screen shoved in his face to just distract him. Eventually he caught on what was happening and he started getting a little bit antsy. So then the guy takes the buzzer and he like literally goes up to Link's face and says, I'm just going to use this on you. Don't worry. And he turns it on. He goes, look, and Link hates the vacuum. He doesn't like the lawnmower. Yeah. So like you're shoving this, like, this is like a murderer walking up to you. Like if the murderer just stabbed you in the back, you'd have no idea what happened. You die, you're off to heaven.
I'd be good with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Said, it's like a murderer coming up to you with the knife. Like, I'm going to stab you with this.
I'm just going to use this to kill you. Yeah. So don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't want it now.
Yeah. Why'd you tell me? so he goes up to, like, he turns this thing on as loud as fuck and he just puts it in Link's face. Like, don't worry. Look.
And I feel like at 18 months old, I don't need to rationalize what I'm going to use on you.
Yeah, he doesn't understand anything that's coming out of your mouth. So that's when Link lost it. And the guy's like, okay, I won't use it. And it's too late. It's too late. It's too late. You know how much that haircut was? $25 plus tax and tip. It's like $30. And then drops him off to daycare on Monday. And I mentioned, like, sometimes we have a quick conversation. I'm like, hey, you got a haircut. She's like, oh, I would have done it for you. I'm like, fuck. Good to know. She does all the other kids apparently at daycare. So maybe free haircuts for the next 3 years.
Why did you feel it was time? Like, or how did you know?
I've been bugging Vanessa for a while. She's kind of put it off. I like his long hair. Classic mom. But it's just summer's here. So a lot of times, like if you woke up from a nap or whatever, it was wet back here. Like it's just too much hair.
Happens
to
Leia now. Yeah. Like she sweats.
And I've been seeing, I think Seb got one.
He looked good.
Someone else.
I also liked his long hair. It was cute.
Yeah.
But he looks also pretty sharp.
Him and Seb have similar hair. And then someone else on my Instagram feed also got a haircut last week. So I'm like,
just time.
It's time. Everyone else is doing it. Let's do it too.
I guess having a girl, I have zero idea when you get that first.
Yeah, because
it'll be freaking years.
She's gonna have a boy haircut, right? If you cut it now.
Yeah. She looks like a boy right now, like when she has no bows or anything. But yeah, I guess like with a girl, like when the hell would you?
Oh, you'll figure it out for me.
Yeah.
Hopefully, I'll have one.
So. Did he get like a candy or what? Did they give you anything for $25?
No, all they give you is a piece of his hair in a Ziploc bag. Jesus. I remember my aunt had mine and my brother's a clip of our hair in a picture frame in her house forever. It might still be there. Yeah. It was like behind the frame, like it was a keepsake, like in the frame. Yeah. I don't know that was a thing.
Right next to the foreskin.
I didn't know that. Didn't know that was a thing.
Anyways, a couple weeks ago, I forget how this came up, but we were talking about what was something about like, would you do something cringe?
Oh, like would you walk in down? A wedding is happening for someone and like just streak up and down the aisle, like in the middle of the wedding.
Yeah, would you do that or something? And then somehow, one way or another, I brought up like maybe for money. But anyways, maybe a couple weeks ago now, we should have talked about this maybe last week or whatever. But whatever, it sort of went semi-viral. Like a lot of the radio stations were talking about it and stuff. Side note, I said I don't listen to radio. I listen to podcasts, but the AC's broken in my car and I don't have Bluetooth. So usually I just listen to podcasts off the dual front facing speakers on my Nexus 6. So it works fine when the windows are closed, but now I got to crank the windows down in order not to melt. So I can't hear this. So I've been listening to a lot of radio. But anyway, so it was like on all the morning shows or whatever, this dude, he's the best man at his best friend's wedding. Obviously, it's taboo, like, to propose at someone's wedding. Like, it's kind of tacky, right? Like, you probably shouldn't do that.
I never liked the proposals at New Year's or on Christmas Day. You definitely don't do it at someone else's wedding.
Yeah.
That's like announcing you're pregnant at someone's wedding or something.
Yeah. So he did this. But to make it worse, he did it during the middle of the ceremony.
Awesome.
Like, you and Vanessa are in front of the officiant saying your vows.
Like you're in the middle of the vows?
And I go, hold on. I know you're getting married right now.
And what sucks is the bride and groom probably have to act like, oh, I'm so happy for you. And
in the moment. And apparently, like, because now this has been a couple weeks, like the bride is still like seething. And like, I think apparently the groom and the best man really haven't spoken since.
Is there video?
So apparently there is, but it was hard to find, and I couldn't find it. And I'm like, if it's this hard to find, then I don't know what to do with my life.
Keep talking.
But anyways, he ends up proposing during the ceremony, and then announces also that his girlfriend that he's proposing to is pregnant. So they've announced now, I'm getting married. Like, we're getting married. They just interrupted the whole ceremony, and they're also now like, hey, we're pregnant, yay. And so like cringe, like total cringe, total tacky. Didn't even wait. Like, I feel like if you're going to do it, which you shouldn't at someone's wedding, but if you're going to do it at like once the dance floor is opened up.
Yeah, the reception.
Right?
Like,
and it's kind of like over at that
like
point.
they're playing like closing time, and like the bar's closing.
Effing like everyone's drinking at that point, have a good time. The majority of the attention is off the bride and groom, and the wedding party and all that. Maybe. Still don't, but maybe. This guy did it mid-ceremony.
Do you miss wedding season? Like, do you miss all the lead up to it? Because I know we went through a rough patch there where it was you, Jesus, and Will, all in the same like freaking 2-month span. And by Will's, it was like, you were ready for it to be done, right?
Yeah. I
was in all 3 wedding parties. It was exhausting. It's expensive.
Yeah.
But I haven't been to a wedding the past couple of years. Like, everyone we know is married now. But like, do you miss it? Do you miss that like event, like the big thing, I like being involved with that, being the center of attention for a day.
Sort of. I actually generally like weddings.
Yeah.
I don't really care for the ceremony portion, whether it's a church or not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man.
Do you prefer weddings if it's like family or a really close friend? I don't like weddings where like it's a distant person. I don't know 90% of people there.
No,
I like knowing everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because then by the time even the dance floor opens up, as much as that's kind of, I guess, when the fun starts, I'm like, I don't want to be here.
Right.
I'm good to go. But then it's like open bar, and you're like, oh, maybe I should stay. But yeah, that's just fun. And like, I'm sort of thinking about, okay, no, since we've had Leia, we've had one wedding for sure, maybe 2, 1, but we brought her. I'm also like, I'm looking forward to a wedding type event. Maybe
eyelash in my cup.
Oh, sorry.
That's mine.
Though, see, now we probably wouldn't get a hotel. We'd probably maybe come back home.
Yeah, Depends. That's right. See?
Right? So it's just like, but I would look forward to another wedding right now where it's just like no baby, day of good food, and then just drinking and partying at the
I need like a close friend or family member to be like, I'm getting married and it's in Dominican. Like, shucks, I gotta go to Dominican. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be forced into a situation where I have to go somewhere. Like, we're having a bachelor party in Vegas. Damn, gotta go to Vegas.
Gotta go.
I've been thinking about like, because I can write a lot of stuff off with my business, right? I've been thinking about like, I need someone else to come with me though, but like, I gotta go to a convention for computers in Vegas.
You gotta go to E3.
Yeah, right.
Did you find the video?
No. It's everything that comes up in like the main feed right now is from 2015, so maybe it's older. Yeah,
exactly.
Oh, it is older?
No. It's from like a few weeks ago, but that's the same thing happened to me. So I'm like, if Google can't do it in the first page, then it's not there.
No.
So my kind of follow up to this was because I brought up the idea of money. Like, would you do something cringe for money? So
if you're not doing it for money, then there's just something wrong with you.
Well, okay, so would you do it? Would you do it at my wedding? Would you do that to me at my wedding if someone said, I'll pay you $500,000?
Yeah, see, this is unrealistic though. No one's gonna. Why is this person offering me $500,000? Yes, I would do it.
But what about what? But I can't know you're getting paid for it. So I just because if you told me you were getting $500,000, I'd be like, I hate you, but I get it, bro. Yeah. I get it.
What if you just started seeing me drive up in Maseratis like everywhere we went? Like, Jamie, what happened?
What happened?
I don't know, man. I just bought a Maserati.
But what if like you couldn't tell me? You could get the $500,000 and propose during the middle of my ceremony, but the negative, the con is you can't tell me you're getting paid. So I just think you're a straight up asshole.
500K is a lot of money, and I'd have to do it. You'd have to be like a questionable amount of money. Like for $5,000, I wouldn't do it. Mm-hmm. $10,000, probably wouldn't do it. I don't know. There's a line there somewhere.
Yeah.
$20,000, I don't know. I might do it. It depends how much damage I think I would do with that.
Yeah.
Like,
because in this case, it seems to like screw their up.
Right.
like their relationship, their friendship. So, yeah.
I think we're very forgiving. I mean, guys in general, I think, are mostly forgiving. Like, I don't think we've ever fought, like, period.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I don't know. There's a number.
These are things I think, this is what I was trying to get back at that week. These are certain things I think about in that vein, right? It's just kind of like
staring out over the forest.
When Steph asks me, what are you thinking about?
Proposing at someone else's wedding. Just
for $500,000, but I can't tell Jamie about it. What do I do?
She's like, damn it. Now, what hole did I dig myself into this conversation?
But anyways, that made the rounds a couple weeks ago, and I thought that was kind of, because it sort of made me think about our convo there.
Why'd you make me do this quiz?
Okay, so I listened to this other podcast called 20 Somethings Doing Nothing. Pretty interesting podcast. It's a weekly podcast. Check them out.
What happens when they turn 30?
30 somethings doing nothing. I think, again, I was thinking to myself, as I do when I'm staring over beautiful landscapes, I guess we're like the next stage of that podcast. Like, we're like the 30 somethings doing parenting.
Yeah,
I guess. But anyways, Ricky, that's her name, I think. She did this personality type quiz, so you guys can check it out. Maybe we'll leave a link down below. It's called 16personalities.com, and it's cool because it's just one of those like personality quizzes that like always come up on your BuzzFeed list on Facebook. But this one's like a little bit more like scientifically backed. And what's cool about it is you don't got to sign up, you don't got to like register for anything. You just can go do the test.
I was expecting a little bit more description of things at the end, but it's really just 5 bars.
No, you missed that. You didn't click on it. It goes into depth, and that's why this. So that's why
I only saw that screen I sent you.
So you didn't like send yourself your results and like
no.
Click. So
damn it.
What's cool about this? So this will be more one-sided with me, but is it's scarily accurate.
Okay.
So it asks like and on top with this personality quiz, it only takes about 12-13 minutes to do. So it's not a lot of time. Like I say, you don't got to register. So it's fun to do. It gives you kind of like what your personality is in a nutshell, and then it breaks everything down. Like, so I'm considered the adventurer, which doesn't sound right, but then when you read what the adventurer is, it makes more sense. You got the logistician.
I sent it to you. Check my picture.
Logistician, like you're very logical, it sounds like.
Yeah, which is true.
Yeah. And the adventurer makes sense for me once I read this. So it's actually like super accurate. What I found is you got to answer it honestly. And
yeah, a couple times I chose agree with something. I'm like, wait, that's not me. And I changed my answer.
So it's like I think in your head, what it does help you with is it kind of helps you challenge yourself a little bit to just be honest. And
you want to answer it how you want to be perceived.
Exactly.
But really, there's
or what what the right answer. Like if one of the questions is kind of gearing you towards sounding like an asshole, I think instinctively you're kind of be like, no, I'm not. There
was one question was like, would you take into account someone's feelings, or would you rather be right? I'm like, I'd rather be right.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about your feelings at all.
Yeah. But your first instinct is probably like, oh, I should probably care about their feelings.
Yeah.
But realistically, you know who you are.
Yeah. So facts. I need facts.
Yeah. So I like do this quiz probably by yourself. Like if you had like your partner or your friend looking over your shoulder, you might be less inclined to answer it honestly.
Hide things from your wife.
Hide things. So yeah, let's go over the.
Oh, look at all these descriptions.
Oh, you didn't.
So I know I read these little blurbs.
Yeah,
but they didn't tell me much.
Okay, so it gives you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 main categories. So mind is the first one. This trait determines how we interact with our environment. I got 51% introverted.
I was 75% introverted.
Okay. And obviously 49% extra. So I think that's accurate for me. I probably like if I would have done this years ago, I would have been a lot more introverted. So I think this leveled me out I'm pretty on the fence. And sorry, you said 70 what?
75.
Introverted?
Introverted.
Yeah. Makes sense. I think that's more accurate. Introverted individuals prefer solitary activities and get exhausted by social interaction. Energy. This trait shows where we direct our mental energy. I'm 69% observant versus 31% intuitive.
I was double check mine. I think I was much more observant.
You're 70% observant.
Yeah.
So we're almost the same here. Observant individuals are highly practical, pragmatic, and down to earth. They tend to have strong habits and focus on what is happening and has already happened. I think you have strong habits. Nature. This trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. I'm 83% feeling.
I'm versus opposite of you.
I'm 83% feeling versus 17% thinking.
Look how much opposite I am of you.
This is opposite. You're 75% thinking versus 25% feeling. 100%. That's correct.
You're weak.
Feeling individuals are sensitive and emotionally expressive. That makes it for a good social worker. They are more empathetic and less competitive than thinking types.
And I'm more like a computer.
That makes for a good social worker and good IT guy. And focus more on social harmony and cooperation. Come on. As a social worker in a nutshell. Tactics. This trait reflects our approach to work, planning, and decision making. I'm 72% prospecting versus 28% judging. You're the complete opposite. You're 87% judging versus 13% prospecting. Prospecting individuals are very good at improvising and spotting opportunities. They tend to be flexible, relaxed, nonconformists who prefer keeping their options open.
Yeah, where me and Steph are
100%, yeah.
Calendars,
you
planning.
guys plan shit to the hour, minute.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just like Steph booked our
for
Cambodia.
Road trips, you would like hop in a car and you don't know where you would end
and just turn the GPS on.
Yeah.
Like Cambodia, I would have just went. I did Europe that way, but when we went to Cambodia, Steph planned it to the day.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like I don't mind it, but
yeah,
I just
it's
won't
fine
do it.
because you're not the one doing it.
Yeah, but I just won't do it. I argue I will have just as good of a time. But anyways, and final major category here is identity. This trait underpins all others, showing how confident we are in our abilities and decisions. I'm 69% assertive versus 31% turbulent.
I think it was roughly the same.
Yeah. 65% assertive versus 35% assertive or turbulent. Assertive individuals are self-assured, even-tempered, and resistant to stress. I agree. They refuse to worry too much. I agree. And do not push themselves too hard when it comes to achieving goals. 100%.
You can't have goals if you want to live stress-free.
Yeah.
It's a moving line.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So it gives you like a code, ISFP-A. I guess that those letters mean something. Oh, introverted, observant. Okay,
yeah.
Get it. And then A for adventurer. My role is explorer. My strategy is confident individualism. So then again, like my main thing, can't really say, but I'm the adventurer, which didn't make sense to me. I'm like, I don't know if I'm quite the adventurer. Adventurer personalities are true artists, but not necessarily in the typical sense, because I'm not artistic, where they're out painting happy little trees. Often enough, though, they are perfectly capable of this. Rather, it's that they use aesthetics, design, and even their choices and actions to push the limits of social convention. So, in that nutshell, I could see where they're going. I don't understand this choice of word for adventurer.
So one of the questions of that thing was, if you're on a nature walk, are you thinking about things or are you...
I'm thinking about Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly. That was one of the questions.
Yeah. Adventurers enjoy upsetting traditional expectations with experiments in beauty and behavior. Chances are they've expressed more than one phrase, more than once the phrase, don't box me in. So I'm not going to read all this. It's like 7 pages. It's actually really cool. It's a really good read. And a lot of people say this kind of nails them. So it's a pretty good personality quiz, pretty fun to do. But, and one cool thing, it does this. Adventurers you may know. So other celebrities who are adventurers, Kevin Costner, Avril Lavigne, Michael Jackson, Britney Spears, I don't know that person. Jessica Alba, I don't know that person. I don't know that person. Oh, Kill Bill, the actual character from that movie. Kate Austin from Lost. Claire from Lost. Hurley from Lost. This girl from The Arrow. I'm like Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. So, and then it goes into strengths and weaknesses. So this is actually where I think it nailed me the most.
Okay.
So my strengths, I'm charming. And then it gives you a little blurb. So it's actually a really cool read, like I'm saying. I'm charming. I'm sensitive to others. I'm imaginative. I'm passionate, curious, and artistic. And again, it doesn't just mean like with a paintbrush. My weaknesses, I'm fiercely independent. So freedom of expression is
you don't let people in?
Yep. Anything that interferes with freedom of expression, like traditions and hard rules, creates a sense of oppression for adventure. This can make more rigid, structured academics and work a challenge. I'm unpredictable. To an extent, adventurers dislike long-term commitments and plans. What up, wife? The tendency to actively avoid planning for the future can cause strain in adventurers' romantic relationships and financial hardships later in life. Easily stressed. Sorry, I said this nailed me. I remember reading this now. And
So, forget the past 10 minutes.
I don't think I'm easily stressed, but in the description it makes sense a little bit.
Before it said that you weren't stressed.
Overly competitive, yeah. Fluctuating self-esteem.
This quiz is garbage. Don't do it. We'll link it below.
Relation. So the next topic then explains if you're an adventurer or if you're a logistician, whatever. There's 16 personalities. That's why it's called that. It goes into adventurer relationships, how you are.
That's a lot more. I literally just looked at the graph and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, friendship. It tells you then how you would be in friendships. That's the next topic. I want to get to one, parenthood. So this one, I'm like, this is cool because we're dads. Let's see how I would be as a parent. When it comes to parenting, adventurers often feel right at home. While no one could be said to be truly prepared for such a task, adventurers' personalities, natural warmth, practicality, and relaxed nature help them to settle in and appreciate every moment of joy and hardship that comes with raising a child.
Mine probably says you're going to struggle because you don't like unpredictability.
You're too logical.
Why aren't you eating your apple? Just eat your apple.
Yeah, I read the parenting section. I'm like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Career paths, it tells you some ideas, how you would be. Workplace habits, and conclusion. So pretty fun, pretty cool. I thought this was kind of neat. Check it out. I think we'll link it down below. Maybe leave us a comment on our Instagram. Maybe leave us a comment on our YouTube. Don't do Facebook or Twitter. We won't check that shit. Yeah. Or please stop emailing us.
Who emails
like us? Once we lost Jesus, we don't check emails anymore. But anyways, this thing kind of nails it. It'd be fun to see like some of our friends and listeners what you guys thought. I thought that was cool. You ever done one of these?
I try not to.
Like
I remember like an ex-girlfriend of mine used to like read those magazine quizzes and like then they like judge their boyfriend, like, is your boyfriend cheating on you?
Yeah.
Does he stay out late at night? Yes. And then if you score above a 70, like, he's cheating on you. Does he tell you he's gonna be with the buddies and then they can't cooperate where he's been? Yes.
He's cheating on you.
He's cheating on you. They announced I know you and I aren't like UFC fans, but I know you watched the Odd One, and I try to watch them. McGregor and Mayweather was announced today, finally, officially.
Oh, officially?
Officially.
What?
August 26th.
Oh, shit.
I don't even want to know how much money is involved. Because Mayweather, he said it, he's all about marketing himself. Yeah. He's a great marketer. And he retired at 49-0. Like, who does it? Come on, 50, come on, right? So he was holding out for max money. Like, that's what he even did with his last fight with Pacquiao or whatever. Was max money. The amount of money he made like, what, $100 million off that fight, right?
Joe Rogan, a couple months ago, when I was listening to one of the episodes on his podcast, and he doesn't know, obviously, like, exactly no one knows that yet. But just, I guess, in his experience and stuff, he was saying, yeah, it's most likely Floyd gets 100 mil and McGregor will get 75.
Right. Doesn't matter.
Just for showing up.
McGregor is going to get his ass kicked and he's going to make a huge purse. That's all that matters.
Yeah. He's not stupid. I could maybe at best see it not being like a blowout. Like for a dude who's like never professionally.
I think that's giving McGregor too much credit. He's not a boxer. He's not a boxer. It's a boxing match. It's not a UFC match.
Right, but at the same time,
at least it is a boxing match.
It's a boxing match. Yeah,
I think it's a UFC event. I think I saw the poster and I think it was a UFC event. I think
so. It's like they get the rights to market it and host it.
I think I'm gonna look it up real quick.
But it's gonna have all the boxing regulations and stuff and rules. What's cool is here. Listen to like I feel like every guest comes on and asks Joe Rogan about this. But yeah, it's kind of cool. Like they have to agree on everything. Like what weight their gloves are going to be like. Are they going to be like 10-ounce gloves, 12 ounce? Like I think even like the size of the ring exactly. It's kind of crazy. Like that.
So it's going to be a standard 12-round boxing match with a 10-ounce gloves.
10-ounce gloves.
Yeah. T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Dana White is the one who announced it, I guess. Each man will get paid in excess of 100 mil, sorry. And then Mayweather has the opportunity to go 50-0. And I assume he officially actually retire. This is going to do more for McGregor than Mayweather, right? Like McGregor could just also retire after this.
Yeah, financially. And then he just goes back to the UFC and keeps dominating there. But the only reason I say like maybe it won't be a blowout is because I don't know what McGregor's fighting background is. Like, is he like, I don't know that much. Like, is he a judo guy? Is he, you know what I mean?
Let's go with that.
But at the end of the day, he knows how to box. He doesn't probably know how to box like a boxer would because that's all they focus on. He's mixed martial arts.
He's been training for this for what, a year?
But the dude knows how to throw punches and probably knows how to do some boxing maneuvers. Obviously, now this fight has been in talks for months, probably like a year now. He's probably been practicing for that time. I'm not going to say he's going to make up decades that Floyd has. I don't know, like, if this will be like a blowout. Like, if this, I don't like, even if they go all 12 rounds, I don't even think Floyd will win every round.
I think he will.
I don't know.
He's 49-0 for a reason. And now you're fighting someone who is not a boxer. Think of all the boxers that Mayweather has absolutely destroyed. Like, they're boxers their whole life. Now you have this guy McGregor.
Yeah. Yeah.
An uneducated opinion.
Yeah. Both
I guess
sides.
we'll know on August 26th. Maybe we should watch it together.
I think we should watch that together. Yeah. But anyways, that's... Oh, yeah. Where do we go with that? But anyways, interesting to know, end of the day, what they announced for their purses, though. Joe Rogan brought up a good point. I can't remember about that. Like something about a point of like he might like... Where does McGregor go? Because then, like, if you've made over 75 mil, can you go back to the UFC and make like $800,000 for a fight?
Right.
Like, where does the money come from after that? But anyways, moving on. Maternity leave update. So not really much an update other than that we're broke as hell for the next 2 months because now Steph is
and you want to buy a car.
And I don't want to. I need to. So maternity leave. So Leia turned a year. We talked about her birthday parties and stuff. Fun times. We had about 87 parties. So Steph took the extension, but it's unpaid. The first 2 weeks were like paid because it's some vacation time. So now it's like 6 weeks of single income.
So 3 paychecks.
Mm-hmm. That's 3 no paychecks.
How Vanessa and I's income work is generally, so we get each paid twice a month, whatever, right? One of those pay periods is pretty much goes to like mortgage, car payments, credit card, everything paid off. And then the second pay period is sort of like savings. So yeah. So I don't know how one income, it feels like both your pay periods would go to pay for your mortgage and your cars and your food and credit cards. So you're probably not saving during this period, right?
Yeah.
Like you're not taking any excess.
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll get through it, man.
Oh yeah. But it's just kind of like there's like no money for things. Yeah, because I'm thinking like, and the thing is, I don't know how you guys get your pay staggered at all, but like we work at the same place, so it's like pay happens on the same day for both of us.
Yeah, we do too. Same.
Oh, same pretty much.
It would be nice to get a paycheck every week.
Yeah, yeah. Like if that was a situation, right? But it's not. So it's like a sudden hard kind of stop there. But yeah, no. Because now I'm just trying to do the quick math. It's just pretty much.
Imagine you had to do that surgery on your dog.
Goodbye, dog. Yeah. So maternity leave now went from being this cool little thing where your kid gets raised by their parent, where now this kid's this bigger, even more bigger financial drain.
You just have to go back, man.
Like, just tell her to go back.
Just go back.
Get back in there. No, but then with daycare and stuff like that, she's like, whatevs. But what was I going to say about it? But next round, like when we have like another kid, we're pretty much going to do the 18-month. Have you and like Vanessa talked about that at all? Like, are you going to
that happened? That happened?
Yeah, it's like gone through. The 18-month maternity leave.
I thought it was like supposed to, but I don't know if I don't know if it was official.
I think it's official.
I don't know. We haven't talked about that.
No. But it's the same amount of pay, just over 18 months, right? So it's like, instead of 55% of your paycheck, it's like 33% of your paycheck or something for 18 months. It's the same years.
You don't net any extra.
No. It's 1 year's pay,
just over 18 months
instead of the 12 months, right?
Yeah,
which it wasn't even a full year's pay to begin with, right? It's like 55, 60% or something.
Right, I think it was like 60%.
Yeah.
So you'd get like 45% or something
like that over 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
So
probably not.
But then I guess it's like 6 months less of daycare for 2 kids, though.
Well, I always thought Link would just keep going to daycare. Like, imagine Vanessa trying to take care of a newborn by home by herself, as well as Link running around. I think he'd still go to daycare. I don't know if he'd pull him out.
No, we're taking Leia out of daycare at that point. But anyways, I just want to kind of talk about that. See if anyone wants to fund our Patreon and get us going.
We're out of time.
We're out of time? All right. What time are we at exactly?
47.
I just whistled into the microphone. That probably sucked. Yeah, that was a good episode. We went a little longer than I thought we would. Ladies and gentlemen, that's been episode number 33 of the DIT6 podcast. I'm your host, Nicholas Mazzale. That's the best man, Jamie Campbell, is also a host. Follow us on all the social medias down below. Hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Give us a dislike. Did I say that last episode? Give us a dislike?
Yeah. We went through it.
I'm sorry, man. I'm just trying to take care of business here. End the show off. See you guys next week. Love you. Bye.